In a high-level Dungeons & Dragons 3rd edition campaign, the Bastion of Broken Souls, the heroes are trying to gain more information on why they were attacked by a Marilith goes by the name of the Cathezar. The characters are Mack, the Stone Child swashbuckler, Jess, the gnome trickster cleric of Garl Glittergold, Hot Daniel, the loxo bard, Gazza, an Elans scion wizard, and Ben, the destroyer, a catfolk rogue. At the end of the last mission, Jess cast a sending message to the Cathezar, saying, "Hey, it's me, Jess. I was wondering why you attacked my friend, Hot Daniel. You seemed really angry. What's wrong?" The reply came back, "I'm coming for you." With the characters on the plane of Ysgard, and currently in the feasting hall of Cords, they decide to track down a Cordulite and try and ask him some questions, but it's very difficult to spot a devoted follower, as many of the warriors all wear some of the symbology of Cord. It's just one big feasting hall for as far as the eye can see, and some of the areas where members also get to do some wrestling during their nightly celebrations. The heroes head towards Cord's VIP area, where Cord, the deity of strength, is known to spend his evenings regaling others in tales of feats of heroism from the battlefield. They figure deity might know what's going on here. After almost an hour of walking through the long tables of festivities and drinks, they get to Cord's area, and with some small prompting, as they are quite mighty heroes and have been known to travel here a few times, they finally get to approach and speak to Cord and his entourage. Cord is at a table surrounded by a frost giant, fire giant, a titan, some other medium-sized heroes, and Cord is talking about some praise of valor from some of the things he witnessed on the battlefield today. Mack asks, "Have you ever fought a dragon?" As it seems to be what most of the current conversation seems to be revolving around. Cord goes from drinking ale to telling a story that seems quite well polished. "Why, yes, young one, child of Earth, I have! A fierce green dragon was the most recent to try his luck on my battlefields. I was out there in the plains of Ida, and I saw him come swooping in." He knocks over a few items on the table from his well-rehearsed hand gestures. Some of the giants take this time to refill their drinking vessels, as they seem to have heard this story before. "The tricky devil tried to swing around and flank me, but I got him. We wrestled for a day, and many times I came close to his poison breath. But I caught him with Kamar," he taps his giant sword, "and I defeated the beast. I let the dragon come back to life the next morning, ready for another round, but the dragon had other plans in mind and departed my realm." Mack asks, "What about a red dragon? We might have to fight one." Cord says, "Not in a few years now." "We were attacked by a servant of Amiwell today, along with the normal opponents." A frown appears on Cord's face. "This needs looking into and consultation." Cord gets up from the table and motions to the giants flanking him. They step aside and cast a portal, stepping through. Ben, the destroyer, sees his opportunity and dashes through, following the deity to who knows where. The rest of the party, used to these sort of actions, quickly jump up and follow after, just in time as they leap through the portal closes behind them. Meanwhile, Nurn puts his tankard down after a big swig, looks around, and can't see anyone anywhere. He has been left in the drinking hall. The portal opens up in Coronius, the top layer of the lawful good plane of Celestia. A white light fills every aspect of the realm, but it doesn't burn, but fills all aspects of your life. For an unknown period of time, the characters stand around in a blissful state, not doing anything. They randomly wander around, stare for hours at a leaf blowing in the breeze, experiencing pure bliss. After who knows how long, an angel must have come along and found them and ushered them back out a portal into the material realm, as they were not dead and didn't seem to belong. They slowly come to their senses in a field somewhere on the material plane. Coming down from their euphoric high, they realise just how much the material realm isn't perfect. "Ah, this place sucks," said Gazza. Now spat out in the material realm, Jess asks her god, "Where should I go?" West was the only answer that came back, and so the characters headed west as their blissful state wore off. And after a few hours of travel, they hit the coast and see the city of Candlekeep. Candlekeep is a towered library fortress that stood on a crag overlooking the Sea of Swords. It's about 150 miles south of Baldur's Gate. The library is filled with books and scrolls of knowledge, considered the greatest collection of writings in all of Faerun. It is known for its services for creating very well-made spellbooks. And the cost of entry is a recommendation and a book of value that the library does not have. So, Gazza just teleported them in. Now in the library, Jess casts a spell to get some info from her god, Garl Glittergold, but answers are short and not overly helpful for some reason. Hot Daniel does some library research into key things that we're tracking down, such as the Cathezar, Chardalon, the Church of Elements, and the Guild of Sleep. Gazza cast Geese on a few monks and scholars to make them do research for him for the Church of Elements. From the time spent researching, they learn that the Church of Elements is in the high forest, some 700 miles north. And there is a Guild of Sleep in Sigil, the City of Doors, which is a city that floats in the centre of the Outlands at the centre of the multiverse. They also learn that Amuel is one of the heads of the demon prince, the Demogorgon. So Gazza asks one of the monks for a book on the Demogorgon. The staff know that such books are secured away and will take some time to get the relevant info on. And so the librarian helping him, Bob, asks for their room number to bring it to them in the morning, and he will work through the night tracking it down. To which Gazza tells him it's B32. Bob leads them down to the accommodation area B, room 32, and they thank Bob. And while waiting for him to leave, once gone, Gazza casts knock on the door and enters. Looking over the room, it seems to be lived in by a monk. A small journal reveals he is one from a holy order of the Third Eye, down from the mountain monastery, down to learn some agricultural techniques to bring better training and crop to the local town. I made sure that the guys understood that this monk was a good guy and they shouldn't have a good reason to kill him. I wanted to see the roleplay. The male human enters and immediately spots Gazza and Mack in his room. The monk greets them. "Hello, gentlemen. What are you doing in my room?"
This is our room. We need it for a book," says Gazza.
The monk slowly starts rolling up his sleeves and removes an amulet from around his neck. "I'm sure you will find yourselves mistaken. Now, please leave, as I need some rest." Gazza looks unable to deal with this situation, and so he just casts Lehman's tiny hut, huffs, and walks in. The monk stands still, but is ready to fight if needed. Well, this is not normal and I need some rest. Can you leave? Jess charms the monk and makes them all some food, and the young monk starts to relax and begins to settle in for the night. Ben crawls in along the roof like a dead Japanese girl from The Ring and enters the room and climbs into bed. The monk, they learn, his name is Thaddeus, and they've now convinced him to go to bed. Jess and Ben have climbed in with him. Mack leaves the room and goes and finds himself a desk and sets some books up to prop himself up for the night, as it does get dark in the great library as candles are blown out, and you can barely even read all the no fire spell signs all around the place. Gazza is in his tiny hut, and for the rest of the campaign, the characters keep messing with Thaddeus the monk. Whenever they have some spare time, they scry him or magically send him messages. And in the morning, they get themselves ready and start their travel towards the Church of Elements in the high forest of Faerun.